A quick video here just to illustrate how incredible Suno can be. Sometimes it creates stuff that I just don't know how it does it. It seems to be so smart at times. It also, once I feed it enough of my music, I could swear that I'm starting to hear motives and sounds from pieces I've previously fed it show up in arrangements of the new things I'm trying to create. That's not so much the case here. Let's just go through this funny little case that happened to me today. I have another one of these songs that I wrote a long time ago that has a very poor recording that I wanted to read into Suno, import the audio, and create a new version of that with an AI voice that's easier to hear, an arrangement for orchestra instead of the piano. And so this one is, again, based on a Thomas Hardy poem called The Sergeant's Song. And this was intended, when I wrote it, to have a little old-style English song lilt to it. So let me play you the original, rather bad recording, which has a lot of wrong notes played in it, but you still get a feel for it. I'll play that first, and then let's see what Suno did with this. Well, there you go. The recording not very good. There's a few wrong notes here and there. The voice isn't really heard that well. But Suno doesn't care. A few wrong notes. Suno's going to make up some stuff anyway. This song has a lot of chords in it that are pretty dissonant. And one thing that I'll say, I'll have another video on this, Suno really doesn't know 20th century music that well. It doesn't really know dissonant style. It either will try and replicate what you give it, or if it wants to try and create something and the music is too dissonant, it'll figure out something else, usually making the dissonance less dissonant and trying to impose more tonality on it since it's trained on all that kind of music. Let's see what Suno created. I told it to orchestrate this, make it a tenor, didn't give it much else to go on, and this is what it came up with.
When lawyers strive to heal a breach and parsons practice what they preach, then Boney he'll come pouncing down and march his men on London town. Rollicum, rollum, tollalorum, rollicum, rollum, tollale. Rollicum, rollum, tollalorum, rollicum, rollum, tollale. When justices hold equal scales and rogues are only found in jail, come pouncing down and march his men on London town. Rollicum, rorum, tololorum, rollicum, rorum, tololay. Rollicum, rorum, tololorum, rollicum, rorum, tololay. When rich men find their wealth a curse and fill therewith the poor man's purse, then Boney he'll come pouncing down and march his men on London town. Rollicum, rorum, tololorum, rollicum, rorum, tololay. Rollicum, rorum, tololorum, rollicum, rorum, tololay.
Well, that was kind of unexpected. Suno took some liberties. It made some of the dissonance less dissonant. It moved things around. It actually didn't play one of the stanzas. It kind of took the music a little bit from the last one and put it on the one before it. It rearranged the ending a bit, but it has the general quality and character of what I was going for here. And it kind of knows some of the words. It knew this rollicum rorum thing was kind of a chant that should be sung by a group of men, not just the tenor, and it threw that in there. That was really surprising that Suno is somehow looking at the context of these words and trying to figure out what kind of music, voices, and accompaniments fit the dramatic quality of that music. This is actually pretty stunning and scary. Just a quick one here to show you that sometimes what you get out of Suno is totally unexpected and usually always amazing.